Hey. It looks like we have audio this week. Welcome back to our Skyblock world, and today we're having a secret rendezvous with an Amethyst geode. Yeah, so we're going to go and look at... if I can find my buttons. We're going to go and look into Amethyst geodes. We're going to crack them open, scoop out the goods from the inside, and then we're going to try and turn it into an automatic farm. I think that is going to be our target. I went back and forth on it a little bit because the two that I think are most accessible is that one, and there is that one up there, but that one is kind of in the way. So I'm not sure we want to build a farm around that when that is actually where we're going to try and build the village for. That's where we're going to try and build the village for these idiots eventually. But until we get that done, I think, yeah, I'm thinking the geode over there is probably the best place to start. We have Waddle and Story in the chat. Hi. Yeah, it's rather than the village idiot, it's a village of idiots. But although speaking of the idiots, we actually need them for something. Before we do any of this, we're going to need. Oh. My achievements are still scuffed from before, but yeah, we're gonna need a pickaxe, probably some books as well. Because we're gonna need a special tool for our work today, so we're gonna want an unbreaking book. And a mending book. Breaking, mending, and we specifically do not want efficiency. Yeah, that's probably enough. So let's dump that wallet back in the chest. And we can head down to our enchanting area. I think I need to have a look at Distant Horizons because it's still struggling to catch up on the chunks since we upgraded the world. But yeah, let's head down to the enchanting area. While we're here, actually, we needed some cobble, so I may have worn one of our picks down to a stub, so we can quickly fix that up. I love the sound the bow makes for this for the sounds mod. Love the arrows as well, that little twangy sound. Yeah, we can it's so the point of a Minecraft world where you have a solid supply of XP is it's so nice, right? Just being able to fix. Look at that. There we go. From diamond pickaxe, from pretty much no vulnerability to fully healed in a few swings of the sword. It's, it makes it so much easier to take care of your tools. Well, when you're not throwing them into the void. Okay, so given that, we can, and we need a name for this, and I think we're going to call this one the manager, which the manager seems like a brilliantly succinct name for an inefficient tool. As I don't think I've ever met a manager that wasn't an inefficient tool. Ooh. My screen is. I'm still having trouble with Windows. Windows HDR likes to cut out the feed to my monitor periodically, and it is not fun. Okay, let's go grab some of that cobble, and we can go and have a look at the geode. Where did I? Oh, here we go. Sorry, getting lost in my own base. This is probably enough. We will turn that to slabs. And then we need some bits and some bobs. Do we not have any leftover ender chests? Okay, let's fix that. We have blaze rods, ender pearls. And obsidian. There you go. And we need a crafting table. Gives us a ender chest and a spare. We'll put the spare back in here. The obsidian came out of this one. Cool, so we've got that. Then we've got the crafting stuff there. Yeah, no, we're going with the bits and the bobs this time rather than the stuff and the things. No stuff and things for this build, just bits and bobs. Okay, we'll sleep because that is technically a big enclosed area. A little enclosed area over there, so we don't really want it to fill up with mobs. Last thing we want is a skeleton knocking us off as we approach. And then we have a path most of the way out there from our previous work. So this geode handily sits inside what will eventually be our home base island. This giant circle here. That is going to take me an absolute age to put together, but I wanted something big enough that I could build a mountain in the middle of. So, or at least build a mountain somewhere on. But yeah, our future storage area will probably be somewhere around here, and then as we move out, this way it should mean that this at least gets some passive loading. But yeah, it's gonna be an incredible grind to get this one built. But I mean, I haven't even managed to get that one built, which we started on pretty much a year ago now. But I am gonna get back to that. I think I wanna see that one through to fruition. We wanna line ourselves up roughly so that we are able to bridge out underneath this. I think about here is probably right. Yeah. So we're gonna go for a bit of the old magical hovering while bridging technique. I wish I could easily switch to the F5 camera while doing this, because I think it would just look insane. Where are we? No. You'd think by now I'd be able to line things up with these bridges, but I think we've missed the mark on every single one so far. Yeah, we're going to be too far over. We'll be too far west of this, so we have to keep an eye out. Yeah. Well, actually, no. Maybe I was actually on target this time. Hey, no, we're actually too far to the east. Okay, I thought we were going to be too far the other way. I was aiming for there, but I mean, I think this is close enough, right? So we'll come up past the geode. And we'll try and fill in a little workspace down here. We're going to need to turn the... not sure why I'm carrying a boat around over the void. It's not going to help me with anything. Let's grab the stone cutter. Turn the rest of this into slabs. And then we'll fill this in. As we're going to want somewhere to stand. And we're going to want something to catch all the blocks as we mine this out. So let's clear away some of this. Some of the void. Get it. Make things a bit safer here. And then I think I'm actually going to have to go and get some more blocks. Yeah, although actually maybe I can just use the blocks from the geode. That would that saves us going back. So the reason I made us our new pickaxe, the manager, is we specifically don't want infinite efficiency on this. We want a slow mining speed as possible, because the amethyst blocks, especially the budding ones, are very fragile. So with an efficiency 5 pickaxe, it's very easy to mine the budding amethyst by accident, and we definitely do not want to do that. They are a... Ooh, we do not have... Oh, okay, this is not quite wide enough, but... Oh. Alright, we can make a dent in it at least. Yeah, we're getting some calcite. This is going to be handy. I do like calcite for builds. I'm not sure how much we're going to be able to use in this world, as it's such a pain to get. We can get we can only get a handful of blocks per geode, and we have to the only place we can get it from is the geodes, and it's a non-renewable resource, which is not so much of a problem in a regular world, right? Because we can just go find one of those big white top mountains and mine out stacks of the stuff. But oh, there we go. There is there, and that's what we're after. These budding amethyst blocks. So this is what's going to help us make a renewable farm for the amethyst itself. As the clusters we see up here, these grow out of the budding amethyst blocks, and they are renewable. So, and we can use those to craft the rest of the amethyst blocks. So let's see if we can get ourselves up closer. And then we'll take out some more. Yeah, and look at how quick that mines, even with the inefficient pick. Maybe we will take the silk touch pick and then be very careful here. As if I remember correctly, the amethyst clusters are also a light block. Yes, cool. So we can spawn proof. We can spawn proof our staircase here with the amethyst itself. Just have to make sure we're using the right pick for mining out the geode itself. And yeah, if we mine these without the silk touch, we get the shards, and 4 of the shards makes an amethyst block. On a hair trigger this. There we go. said, we'll just use some of these as lighting blocks. Make sure that things be spawn proof. And then we'll finish clearing out this geode. Oh, I nearly used the wrong pick there. What is that one? That one is not across. Some of these are a bit hard. It's actually a little bit hard to see this in the lower light. I mean, we don't really need the torches though, right? Because these things themselves give off light. So they're actually lighting it up for me. And yeah, we want to clear out all of these regular amethyst blocks. As they are no use to us. I mean, we'll take them, we'll build with them, but that is a regular one, right? Yes. This is the true Minecraft eye test. Well, actually, I think that is probably the suspicious sand and gravel versus regular, but I think this is maybe second to those. Okay, let's take that one out. What we're doing here as well is by uncovering all of the budding amethyst, we're giving it a chance to sort of generate the clusters on all sides. Yes, that is. Get rid of that. Oh, got one there. Okay. I'm going to turn the light levels off because it actually makes it harder to see the block itself. This one. Oh. Okay, we got 64. It's taken us a while to get around to this, actually. We could have done, this is something we could have done like earlier on, but what I really wanted before I, oh look, that one's growing already. What I really wanted before I started the dealt with the amethyst is what I really want the amethyst for is we can use the shards to make tinted glass. And we're going to need a lot of tinted glass for things like farming drowns for copper. And for some of our other mob farm projects. So we'll probably use a bunch of tinted glass. In our drown farm, might use some in the witch farm. So we haven't really needed it for our tech tree until now. Okay. It doesn't look like we have a great number of the budding amethyst blocks in this one, actually. So a little bit of a dud. That's if I offhand that, will that give us light? No. That's not very helpful. Okay, we'll go. Do we have any torches in here? We do. Rather than take all of our torches, we'll take one and we'll leave the rest in the ender chest. Yeah, that's better. We can see. No, the game volume is on. It's just there's not much to hear at the moment. I can try it. I normally have it right down, as otherwise it's overwhelmingly loud. There we go. Is that better? Maybe actually for this one. Maybe we'll crank it. I have a bit of Minecraft ASMR, but hold on. By the way, here we go. There we go. A bit of Minecraft ASMR with the odd geode mining. It does make a rather nice sound, this one. Normally the block sounds are a bit too much, so that's why I normally have it turned down. Oh. Yeah, let's take these ones out. Avoid that one. I'm going to try and make sure we don't... Oh. That confused me for a minute there. I was like, hang on. That is not a budding one, but there is a cluster next to it. Okay. So we have I'm gonna jinx it now, but I've never actually managed to mine out an entire geode without destroying at least one of the budding ones. But this may be the one. This may be the one. Oh, there is another. Oh no. I think that's that is a budding one. No, it's not. Okay, we're getting close. Yeah, we want to clear out this whole we want to clear out the whole geode, all of the calcite, all of the basalt, all of the amethyst blocks, and all we want left at the end of this is the budding amethyst blocks. Try a bit of the going from the top down. Oh, more calcite. Calcite makes a weird squishy sort of sound. It almost sounds wet. From my understanding, calcite is calcium-rich mineral or something. So I would have thought it would be more dry texture. The sound effect almost sounds a bit soggy. Dare I say moist, even. I know how that is everyone's favourite word. Moist craft. I feel like the idea of a moist craft would be quite triggering for a lot of people. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be a soft stone, but I don't know. It's the fact that it sounds wet that confuses me. Like, listen to the basalt, and then the calcite. It sounds like you're sort of slapping something with a fish. Got to make sure we keep all the calcite as well. If we lose this, then I'm going to be very sad. The basalt I don't care about. We can make infinite basalt, and we just need to put it in the oven for a bit to get the smooth stuff. But okay, that was safe. Okay, that's not a budding one. Clear some of this out. Also not budding. Let's go pick some of this stuff that's fallen down up. I think I'm going to put the chest boat down and use the actual chest for a change. Yeah, there's a bit of basalt in the nether, but in Skyblock, but not a great deal. So you can actually make basalt similar to a stone generator, but instead of water you use blue ice, which is one of the little mini farms we have over in our base. No, you cannot silk touch the budding blocks. They will just break. They need to be, yeah, it doesn't matter what tool you use, silk touch or not, they will just break. Which is why we have the manager now, our inefficient tool. To make sure that we don't mine them too fast. Because they also break very quickly. They do not have much. They like Mojang were very mean with the design of the budding amethyst blocks. I feel, and that not only can you not silk touch them, or not, well, they don't drop with any kind of tool. They break insanely fast with an efficiency 5 pickaxe. So it's like the frustration of every time you mine one by accident. It's like that frustration is an intentional part of Mojang's plan for the geodes. They want us to be mad. It's like they did this on purpose. They could have made them a bit tougher to mine, but instead they made them as fragile as hell. And crazy important. Okay, that's a budding one. I find some of the textures on this, like, I find the eggs very subtle. Like, it's very visible there, but this one not so much. I feel like we haven't actually got a great number of the budding ones here, to be honest. Although they are quite spaced out, which is handy, because what we're going to have to do is design some flying machines that can pass through this the setup of the budding amethyst without actually, but we so the flying machine will have to pass through, but we can't have either the pistons, the observers, or the slime blocks touching the budding amethyst itself. Otherwise it will break and we will get no more amethyst shards from it. While I'm here, I'm just gonna hydrate quickly. Grab myself a spot of tea. You see a creeper in the creeper face in I guess yeah, that little bit in the middle was kind of reminiscent of some of their camo, I guess. They're not that creepery though. Getting closer to having cleared it out. Yeah, that's not bad actually. What are we on so far? We're on 1, 2, 3. 3 and a bit stacks of calcite. We might just about be able to build something up. I think that means I'm getting calcite in. I'll get calcite in the build for my house, but none of the villagers are getting it. It's too precious a resource for them. Okay. We lost some basalt, but as I said, basalt is renewable. We can get as much basalt as we want. It's the calcite we have to be careful of. We don't want to lose any of this. We want to keep the calcite and we want to keep the budding amethysts. Well, sorry, we want to collect all the calcite and we want to make sure we don't break any of the budding amethysts. Quite a few of them here, actually. This one. This one is definitely an amethyst. So it's that one. These out. Okay. Yeah, I think the more you look at them, the less easy it is to tell them apart as well. But I think we're almost done here though. Then we can start on trying to figure out the redstone part of this. I think I'm going to put the silk touch pick away, just because I can see myself losing it. Also, at some point I need to figure out where my armor is. I'm not quite sure at the moment. I think we might have left it over by the over in the desert, yes, last stream, right? Okay, we don't need those. As fussed about salt. Make sure we collect the calcite. Okay, that landed safely. My stomach was in my mouth for a second there as we jumped down. I really thought I was gonna miss it for some reason. Oh, okay. Oh, we're nearly at 4 stacks of calcite. So let's also, we've got these ones as well. I think all of these are regular amethyst. Yep. We'll clean up the calcite here, and so close to that final stack. Okay, and then we can just take out the remainder of the salt here. Make sure we keep the amethyst clusters we put down for lighting. Okay. Oh, the boat is nudgeable. If I nudge this over the edge, I am actually going to cry. So I think that is now everything. And I think we managed that without losing... Oh, no, we've still got to take these bits out. But I think we managed that without losing a single budding amethyst. I don't know if you guys... if you guys saw me mess one up. If you did, now's your chance to ruin my day. Yeah, so okay. So how many of these do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we've got 13 budding amethysts. What? Oh, so unfortunately I didn't hit one. Okay. I read that wrong. So this is where it gets complicated. Let's take some of this back to base first. Take this back, we'll get some more supplies. Actually no, before we go back, let's there's something else I want to do, so I'm going to take a light massacre of this. Oh. Render this actually. I'm going to take a light massacre of the schematic of the budding amethyst, and then we can go and sort of design the redstones elsewhere. So we're going to need to, this is a lot easier when you have creative flight, and you can just mark the corners, but we're okay. We're going to try and create a box that encompasses all of these. Okay, so we just go over a bunch that way. Let's get those. Okay, I think we've got everything in there, so I think we come down one. Come down one there, and then we go up a bunch here. One more, and then we're trying to have a one block buffer around things. So one up, and then there we go. I think that now encompasses our entire area of our geode. So we will we're going to save the schematic. Cool. So now we can do away with that, and now we can head back to base. I think we'll try and figure out the redstone in the base rather than out here, as that way we'll be closer to all of our supplies. But what we're gonna effectively what we need to do is to come up with a series of flying machines that are able to scrape the side of every side of those blocks, and that will create that will force the shards to drop. So we do that, and then we can bring our LA friend over from the desert. We'll possibly breed up the LAs in the desert and then bring their progeny home. And then we can use the LAs to collect the amethyst. Yeah, I mean, we could climb up and do it with pickaxe, but where's the fun in that? And that's how you end up accidentally breaking the budding amethysts. So we'll start with, what did I say we had? 12? 12, we'll start with 12 of them, and then by the end of it we'll have like 5. Okay, so where am I offloading this? So I think we had a we have basalt over here, don't we, in the chests. I've just realised basalt generator is actually broken. We've lost the lava at the top. Yeah, this is our basalt. Put the smooth stuff in there. Calcite we'll put somewhere nice, but we'll add the calcite to our list of blocks. I do think this is one of the nicest textures of the white blocks. It's like the quartz is too mute, the bone is too yellow. Calcite though, just right. Okay, then we're going to need somewhere to work. This. Now grab our actual tools. I forget what I was using this for. Oh no, that was my mushroom. That was for growing mushrooms. We haven't grown any mushrooms in months, so that can actually go away for now. And then we'll clear out some space. No, that wasn't the box I needed. Where's the one with the dirt? Ah, it's this one. Oh, the slabs go somewhere else. And then if we grab a stick, actually this is probably the most open space we have. So okay, that's so now we will load a schematic. Oh, no, that's loaded schematic placements. So, there we go. Let's move this around. Move it up a bit. Here we go. So this is the amethyst as we have our geode as it stands. Let's move the stick out of the hand because just get it in the way now. And then we let's See, that's the joy of Minecraft, right? Everyone can play their own way. Why is this being... Oh, damn it. I edited the schematic, that's what happened. Schema. Okay, we'll make sure that's as it was. Then what is my hotkey for replacing a block? Okay, M comma. There we are. So we will, I'm just going to use, yeah, no, I'm just going to use easy place to basically recreate our structure. This always feels a bit cheaty placing the blocks in the air like that, but this is just temporary though, so I guess it's not too bad in this context. Okay, let's clear that one up. Come on, break. I don't think I got over in that side, did I? Oh no, I did get this side. Okay. So let's double check if we actually got all of the spots. Yeah. So we've got the, now we've got a copy of what we had over there. We can start to figure some bits out. So we want to work out the best way to sort of come into the, to send the flying machines through this. So because of this bit, I'm not sure going that direction is going to be that useful. But we could potentially, we can come in from this side. We just need to find a shape that will be able to fly through all of the blocks unscathed. Or fly through all of the blocks and leave them unscathed. While hitting everything. While touching every side of the block. So if we extend these out, we'll get sort of a two-dimensional. We'll get a two-dimensional view of it. And we should only need two flying machines. One that goes, I think we can go that way, and one that goes up and down. And that'll give us that'll allow us to touch every side of the budding blocks without and scrape off the clusters. Oh, damn it! I am a parkour master. That is what they say about me. Never miss a jump, ever. I should send this. I should send this clip to MCC as my application. Okay. It's gonna get. It's gonna get tight to. Actually be able to hit all of these, I think. Let's get some more wall. Okay, so this is a 2D slice of where the blocks are. Let's take these other ones out now. I should eat. And then I'm going to grab some iron and make some shears, because that will make this go a lot quicker. Okay. So let's clear some of these white blocks out. We only need the ones on the end there. Okay. Um, So now we have one view, and then we'll probably do the same coming downwards. We'll get a view of what that path looks like, but so yeah, this is this might be tricky. Getting through here is going to be especially problematic. We might actually have to trim some of the budding ones away in order to make the machine work. Or maybe we have to send multiple flying machines through. We just, or we'll just have to skip some of the sides. Yeah, we have to. So the rules we have is we're gonna need to send the flying machine through, but no slime block can go next to the we can't have the slime blocks touching these red wall, the budding amethyst, basically represented by these the red wall here, and we can't have any pistons sort of butting into any of them. So we're gonna have to pass through with the observers and slime blocks, and then we can attach regular blocks to that. And those regular blocks that are sort of attached to the slime blocks are the ones that are going to have to scrape off the amethyst clusters. Another one. I need to build down to know that's next to that. Put one there. So what we'll do is, what we're doing at the moment is we're mapping out the sides, and then we'll just need to design a series of flying machines that can pass through these gaps without touching anything. So here we go. Let's stacked, so that's okay. Bring these ones down, I think. Then I think we've got all of them. Yeah, this may not be as straightforward as I'd hoped. We might actually need 3 flying machines. One coming from each direction. Yeah, I could just come in and do this with a pickaxe manually, but we're gonna need thousands of amethyst clusters for some of the farms we have planned. Like thousands upon thousands of them. So by the time I've done that manually, it will, like, doing that manually is going to be insanely time consuming. Yeah, these are very bunched up. On the sort of up-down axis. And the east-west one. East-west one's not too bad. And I think everything's over this side, so it's probably going to be easier to just build out from this side. Then to start the other side. Okay. That wasn't what I wanted. Let's get the red wall off my hotbar, because that's only going to get us into trouble. And where do these ones come across to? Oh. Oh, this one's just stuck over there. Oh, can we pick that back up? Oh, Night Story, thanks for joining as always. Yeah, so we've got, well, this is the idea so far, is that by mapping out the routes, we are missing one there actually. We don't have that one mapped across here. By mapping out the routes, we can work out what the shapes are, and then we can figure out how the flying machine needs to look. Flying machines need to look in order to harvest these. So let's make sure that that one is represented. Do we have it down the bottom as well? I mean, at least we're getting some parkour practice in with this, right? Ah, okay, I already had it down here. Okay, so it's just this side now that we need to ensure we have covered. And actually parkouring up to them and bridging across is probably going to be the easier way of doing this. I mean, that one we know is 3. This one, put in. Add one there. Clear these out. Oh, that one's too far the other way actually. And I think we just need to get the ones in the back. So we've got those two, that one, that one. That one is done, that one is done, those are done. It's just those right at the back there. No, I can't make that jump. I should have been able to make that jump. Any idiot should have been able to make that jump. Me, no. Let's get up here and then we should be able to quickly clean up a bunch of these. this is the last one to do now, and then we have our schematics on all sides. So we will grab that. Okay, the Are you back? Yes. Sorry there. Sorry there. My monitor actually just crashed on me. See, this is the problem with smart devices. When stuff was analog and there were less bloody computers in everything, then you wouldn't have to worry about a monitor crashing on you because there'd be nothing to crash. But now they've got ridiculous amounts of software and everything, and nothing works. Okay. That's the one that's stuff on it. Okay, we can bridge up from there. Okay, so I think we've mapped it in the 4 directions now. Sorry, in the 3 directions. So now we need to figure out where our flying machine stuff is going to go. Do I have an abundance of anything else I can use for dye? For different colour, we could use the sunflowers for yellow dye, I guess. Go bone meal some more over there if we need it. So then, okay, let's get a different color. So these are blocks that can't be slime. So none of these yellow ones can be slime. So we need to send a machine through where these are touching slime blocks, but not slime blocks themselves. Which might be easier said than done. And we also have the push limit to deal with. Let's get some bone meal and we'll get some more of the sunflowers. Yeah, let's draw this out on each. To be honest, this is where a creative world would have probably been handy. Let's mark these in. Although I am probably going to have at least one full base death before we're done here, and I do know how much you guys like to see me die. Okay, yeah, this is very dense. Which is exactly what my old score reports used to say. Very dense. But yeah, this trying to find a flying machine shape that can fit through this. Trying to find some flying machine shapes that can fit through this is going to be quite challenging, I think. Damn it, I've run out. Let's get some more bone meal. More sunflowers. We'll put at least some of these in the box. Well, yeah, there is a lot of space that we can't really get much through on here. This is going to involve some. It's going to take some thinking, I think. So. Let's get some scaffolding, make this a bit easier on ourselves. Do I have more than that? I'm guessing it's over by. I'm guessing it's all over in the desert still, from when we were working over there. Yeah, this would have been much smarter to have done this earlier. We do like to do things the hard way here, though. Okay, and then this side. Oh. Okay. Oh. Yeah, I think we've mapped all of that now. So let's take this pillar of dirt down. Okay, so this is the shapes we've got. Oh, that is going crazy in there. Can I get up there? Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna need flying machines that can pass through the structure. So we'll need a 2x1 space for each one. So we could potentially we could fit one here. Another one here, stuff, but we'll need to figure out how we can get those through without we have to figure out the blocks that we can fit the flying machines in, and then we can only then have up to the push limit of blocks attached to that. Which means we're going to have to find the spots where we can tack on. And we're also not going to be able to... So like most of this is going to not be able to be... We're not going to be able to get something through here. So we might actually have to trim some of these spots out. In order to give us the ability to harvest more of the amethyst. Like if we, for instance, maybe took this one out, this one here, we could then have a flying machine here, which would then get all of these blocks. The other option is we mount pistons on the blocks themselves. And then try and redstone all of that in. So if we had like a piston, if we had a piston here, it could push into this gap, which would harvest anything in that space. Another piston here, one here. One going that way. That's the other possibility. So things like this will be fine. These we can would potentially be fine as well. This one might be a bit complicated to cover with the pistons. Problem we have there though is things dropping onto the pistons. If we're using a lathe for capturing, then it doesn't matter if it sits on top of the piston or not. I think it's viable. We're just gonna have to figure out which. We're gonna have to figure out which of the. We're gonna have to sacrifice some of the blocks to simplify the machine layout. So it's just a case of figuring out which ones we sacrifice. In order to get the most, back. Though I may actually, we may actually have to save this as a problem for next stream though. As it is zeroing in on lunchtime right now, so I'm not sure how much I will get finished before then. But we have at least mapped out the. We've turned so far in the stream. We've cleared out the geode. We've got rid of all of the other blocks except for the budding amethyst blocks. We've then taken a copy of that thing, created a 3D map of it. We then created three two-dimensional maps of that 3D representation of the geode. And then the final step will just be to figure out where we put our flying machines in order to harvest them all. But so far I'm thinking this block here might be our candidate for removal. And that might actually give us enough space to build the flying machines. To harvest the rest. But I am possibly going to call it here, I think. Thank you for joining on this crazy task. I'm sure it's not making the most sense at the moment, but by the time we get to the end, hopefully it will all make sense. Until then, we've got some nice parkoury jumpy space here for but yeah, I think I can feel myself getting hungry, so I think lunch is on the cards. And then next time when we come back, we will look into creating our flying machines and trying to send them through this maze without trying to send them through this maze without actually hitting any of the important blocks. So if you want to see us finish, if you want to see us finish this project off, then do give the channel a subscribe and hit the notification bell. If this has been interesting at all, then give the video a like, and hopefully I will see you all in the next stream. And hopefully at that point we'll get this finished, and we'll get the flying machines running through, and we will start to harvest all of the amethyst shards we need to make the tinted glass we need for our mob farms. But until then, have a good rest of your week. Bye.